Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcraft Family, with another important video. This is, one of those I hate seeing, but it's part of life. These are outbreaks that's going on right now, foodborne outbreaks that are what we need to be paying attention to and watching out for. Because a lot of these things are coming from stuff that we get at the store, and we need to pay attention to this stuff so we don't get sick. Our loved ones don't get sick. You get the point. Anyways, we're going to split this up. We're going to do some outbreaks, some major outbreaks that have been going on, and then we're going to move to some of the recalls. So first of all, let's go ahead and start off. The FDA continues to investigate Listeria outbreak. Salmonella outbreak traced to imported pastries ends with imported alert. Okay, the FDA has initiated a site inspection related to the Listeria outbreak that has sickened more than 24 people, although it has also begun sampling and testing. The Food and Drug Administration has not reported what site is being inspected or what is being sampled. Interesting. The agency has not reported a trace back effort. And if you're wondering what that is, it's when they find, they go and test and they find the Listeria or the Salmonella, they try to trace it back to its original source when it started. That way they can fix the problem or get rid of the item that is doing this. They have not done that. The agency has confirmed that 28 people are patients in the outbreak, but it is not reported their ages or where they live. The FDA first posted the outbreak on March 13th. For separate outbreak infections from Listeria, the FDA has declared the outbreak over without having determined a source or pathogen. There were 36 confirmed patients, but the agency did not report their ages, where they lived, or whether they were any fatalities. This is kind of important type of stuff. In other outbreak news, the FDA has closed its investigation into the Salmonella outbreak traced back to Sweet Cream brand mini pastries. So at least now we know a little bit. The FDA confirmed that 18 patients, with one having required hospitalization. The patients were spread across 7 states: California, Illinois, Massachusetts, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. So be on the lookout for those pastries, the Sweet brand mini pastries. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one. And this one is an ongoing one. And I'm going to open this up in another tab here. Coastal linked in Welsh outbreak. Researchers have been unable to find the original source in a Welsh outbreak that affected more than 50 people. In February 2023, 52 cases of gastrointestinal illnesses were reported in customers of a takeaway in South Wales. Yeah, and we're going to kind of skip through this a little bit, because as it goes further, we get more information. In December 2024, operations of Mary Maris Kebab House, Sami Abdul and Hussein Saritag admitted food hygiene offenses at Newport Majesty's Court and were fined in relation to the incident. 31 patients and 29 controls were included in the study. 87% of the patients and 76% of the controlled ate from the takeaway February 10th, 2023. Coleslaw was the main factor associated with the illnesses, and a link with cabbage was identified. Ugh. Now, this may not be an outbreak that you guys, what would think about or anything, but these things are some important to note how they go about their investigation and how long it takes before they come out with how this stuff has happened and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead there. We're going to kind of skip down and go to the coleslaw. The case-controlled study identified coleslaw as a likely vehicle for this infection. The high fat content and the large surface area of coleslaw make it ideal factor for the transmission of foodborne illnesses. It is unclear how coleslaw became contaminated. Inspection of the takeaway by the health officers noted that the coleslaw was made fresh on site daily. These are good things to keep in mind. Where customers ate both coleslaw and cabbage, the odds of illnesses were much greater than eating either item on their own. Though the efforts of cabbage alone was much smaller than the eating of the coleslaw without cabbage, cross-contamination may have occurred during the food preparation, storage, or service. The investigation used data from online app as a source of case and control requirement for the analytic study. Some controls had ordered from the takeaway via an online app. However, by the time data were made available, more than a month had elapsed since the outbreak occurred. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop on that one. All this information that I'm reading here, I will post links. There'll be one after another one for, these outbreaks and the recalls. So if you want to read more about this or find out more about what products was and everything, it'll be down below in the description. Now, UK health officials investigated Listeria outbreak that has killed 3. And again, some of these date back pretty far, and you can see how long it takes them to track down some of the sources of this stuff. That's why it's important to pay attention to these, even though they may not be in your areas or anything, but it's a good thing to keep your eye on. The UK Health Security Agency and the Food Standard Agency are investigating 5 cases of Listeria. Patients were identified from May to December 2024, with 2 in Yorkshire and Humble, and one in Northwest and West Midlands regions of England, plus one in Wales. The median age of cases in 87, and they range from 68 and 89 years old. That's interesting. All patients were underlying health conditions, were hospitalized, had some hospital stay leading up to their infection. 3 people have died, including one where Listeria was reported as the case of death. Ooh. That's not good at all. Listeria has been detected twice in food and matches clinical isolation. A chocolate and vanilla mousse and a strawberry and vanilla mousse, both sampled in February 2025 at NHS Hospital in Southwest as part of a routine surveillance. Both mousses were supplied by Cool Delight Dessert, and they do have that brand in the United States, so this is why you pay attention, which are working with local authorities and the FSA as part of the investigation. Levels of Listeria were below regulatory threshold of 100 colony-forming units per gram. Officials are recommending healthcare facilities do not serve desserts from Cool Delight while investigations are ongoing and until further notice. Products have been 2-year shelf life. So that is something to pay attention to. Cool Delight Desserts. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which, again, FDA remains mum on source of outbreak. The FDA has again refused to provide information about the deadly 2024 E. coli 0157 outbreak traced to romaine lettuce. Although the Food and Drug Administration knew what grower and distributor were involved, it did not name them in its investigation summaries released in December 2024. Just not good. Not good at all. The outbreak in November and December of 2024 sickened 89 people across 15 states. 1 person died and 36 were hospitalized. The sick people reported eating romaine lettuce before becoming ill. Some of the consumed lettuce at the restaurants, and the rest ate romaine lettuce served at catered events. The FDA has begun declining to name responsible for the outbreak in response to a Freedom of Information requested by a e-food alert. In a heavy redacted response, the FDA laid out its investigation, found out what grower, process broker, and distributor center handled the romaine that was linked to the outbreak, but did not reveal any of the business names involved. And that is it with this story with the romaine lettuce. So that is something to pay attention to. The FDA may not just be on our side sometimes. You know, very important. Ugh. And romaine lettuce is good stuff, you know. Okay, we got 2 more here. Let me go ahead and open this one up and bring it over here. And study adds details about Ferrero salmonella outbreak. Scientists has described the investigation performed and controlled measure taken in relation to a multi-country salmonella outbreak traced back to Ferrero chocolate in 2022. Yes, 2022. These cases are going on for such a long time. And this thing here, a total of 456 cases. And it's just not one country. These are Europe Union, UK, Switzerland, Canada, United States, all linked in this outbreak and this investigation. Almost 90% of the patients were younger than 10 years old. Overall, 61% were females, and the hospitalization rate was 38%. A total of 211 people reported constipation and various types of bad things. I'm not gonna repeat all that stuff. It's just bad stuff you don't want happening to you. It traces back to Kinder chocolates produced by Ferrero in seven states, or 7 days prior to the disease onset. Chocolate eggs marked for children were consumed by 168 patients. So you can kind of get the gist of it. Kinder chocolate products. I'm not saying everything's fixed or anything, but you can kind of go from there. I'm not going to go into the whole the thing because it's pages long. If you want to read more on it, again, it'll be down in the description below. And our last case here that has been updated is from the 17th of March here. Case doubled in Dutch Hepatitis A outbreak. Yes. 2 people were sickened in the Netherlands. Let me get a drink here. After eating blueberries. Yes, blueberries. Contaminated with hepatitis A. National Institute for Public Health and the Environment said it received 24 reports of people who very likely contracted hepatitis A from frozen blueberries. This is double the number of cases since the outbreak was announced. People became ill between November 24th and February 25th. Patients are 13 men and 11 women aged between 16 and 77. 8 of them were admitted to hospitals. A total of 19 people had eaten frozen blueberries from retailer Albert Heijn. This was the likely case for 3 people. One case possibly got the disease from another patient, and for another person, it is unknown how they got sick. Albert Heijn previously issued a warning about blueberries that may be contaminated with hepatitis A. A concerned frozen blueberries, 1 kilogram with expiration date up to April 14th, 2026. The affected berries came from a supplier in Poland. They were sold in October 2024 to January 13th, 2025. The batch with the date April 14, 2026, includes 20,260 bags. And these are distributed all over the world. Never thought you'd get hepatitis A from eating blueberries, but okay, we're going to shift gears here. We're going to go straight over to some recalls. Undeclared pecans prompt recall of Target brand Favorite Day Gourmet New York Style Cheesecake. Dessert Holdings LLC of Georgia is recalling its Target brand Favorite Day Gourmet New York Style Cheesecake 6-ounce 2-count package because of undeclared pecans. Poison, a risk of serious or life-threatening being allergic reaction for consumers with pecan allergies. Okay, it's bad for somebody that is allergic for nuts and everything, but I know that everything has to be labeled and there has to be 30,000 warnings on stuff, but if you look at it, you can plainly see in the package there's pecans on top of it. Sometimes common sense just some people don't got. Anyways, almost 75,000 cases of veggie burgers recalled for possible bolt contamination. We're going to have to open this up and look at this one. Filio Factory Incorporated, Northvale, New Jersey, is recalling 3 chefs line U.S. food product, black bean burger, 3-grain burger, and 3-grain sliders because possible contamination of foreign material. The culprit is bolts. The recall compressed of a total of 74,514 cases of frozen burger and slider products distributed in Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. The recall was initiated in February 2025 and remains ongoing according to the Food and Drug Administration. Yeah. And if you want to look at the list, if you're into the frozen veggie burgers and stuff, bean burgers and stuff, you can get the list down below in the description. Yeah, nothing like getting into a chunk of bolt in your burger. Company recalls more than 14 tons of beef sticks because of metal pieces in product. Oh boy, I actually had some of these. Well, I haven't had any problems, but yeah, let's go ahead and continue reading on this one. Idaho company is recalling more than 14 tons of ready-to-eat beef sticks after 2 consumers complained about pieces of metal in product. Idaho Steakhouse Partners LLC of Shelley, Idaho, issued the recall of 29,541 pounds of product on March 20th. The USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service reported that the beef sticks were produced in January and have the expiration date of February 10th, 2026. The recall products were shipped to retailers locations in California and Illinois. Consumers can identify the recalled beef sticks by looking for the following information on labels of the 1.15 ounce vacuum sealed product. And again, this information will be down below in this description. You can click on the link and learn all about it. The serial numbers, all that kind of stuff will be down there too. Trong Food International recalls curry powder because of elevated lead levels. Trong Food International of Santa Ana, California is recalling all lots of its Madras curry powder sold in 3 different packages, 3 different sizes, because of elevated levels of lead. According to details published by the Food and Drug Administration, the lead levels were detected 5.48 milligrams and 2.59 milligrams. If you want more information about this stuff, it'll be down below. Oh no, oh no. I see the Audi's building on this one. 4,800 pouches of Happy Farms Colby Jack recalled because of metal fragments. Great Lakes Cheese Company Incorporated of Hiram, Ohio is recalling 400 cases of Happy Farms by Aldi's Colby Jack, a blend of finely shredded Colby and Monterey Jack cheeses, because of potential contamination with stainless steel fragments. The product affected is packaged in a 12-ounce flexible plastic stand-up pouch. Ugh. Yeah, so if you shop at Aldi's and you get that Colby Monterey Jack mix, you might want to check out the link below to see if this is on the list there. Ugh. Our next one, more than 50,000 Hot Ones bottles recalled because of possible plastic in the product. This is a trend we're going through. Last time I did this, it was all from Canada. Now it's a bunch of plastic, metals, and bolts. Stainless steel. Ugh. Anyway, the Karma Sauce Company, LLC, of Rochester, New York, is recalling multiple sizes of Hot Ones brand Las Clementine hot sauce, included Verde and Roja varieties, because of possible foreign objects contaminated. The culprit is plastic. The recall involves a total of 50,640 or 54 units across 5-ounce bottles, 1-gallon jugs, and 5-gallon buckets. More information will be down below. Ugh. And I think we're pretty much no, we're not. We got more. Okay. Consumers report allergic reaction to hummus. Product recalled because undeclared peanuts. Again, if you look at the label and you see peanuts on the label, it may have peanuts in it. Just because it says doesn't have the warning on there. But I get where this is going. There are people that don't look at the stuff or read labels or whatever, but if you would figure if somebody has a peanut, they're allergic to peanuts and stuff, you would think they would pay attention to what they eat more, you know. But again, this is being recalled. This is Habas hummus, and more information will be down below. Our next one is Nestle USA recalls Lean Cuisine Stouffer's frozen meals over possible wood contamination. And we had every other metal. Might as well have some wood in here too. Ugh. Now, how did the wood get in there? Nestle is recalling certain Lean Cuisines and Stouffer's frozen meals because of potential contamination with wood-like material. So I don't even know if they know it. The recall follows a consumer report including one possible choking incident. Affected products were produced between August 24th and March 2025. These items were distributed in major cities and retailers from September 24th to now. And you can get more information about the product. If you're into lean cuisine and stuff, you better check it out. Yep. Over 197,000 cans of good gather cut green beans recalled because of foreign objects. Again, this seems like it's a trend going on. Del Monte Foods Incorporated of Walnut Creek, California is recalling 8,242 cases totaling up to 197,808 cans of good and gather cut green beans. Should be cut green beans, right? Because of potential contamination with foreign objects. According to the details and published online by the Food and Drug Administration, the recall initiated on February 12, 2025 and remains under investigation. Sorry, this looks like it's going to be a long video. I didn't know there was this many when I started looking. Oh, this is the last one. Undeclared wheat prompt recalls of chicken pesto parm sausage in Canada. Now this one I can understand. You know, the allergies and everything, but Legends Hall is recalling its chicken pesto parm sausage because of undeclared wheat posing a risk to individual with wheat allergies, gluten sensitivity, or other diseases. This recall initiated following Canada Food Inspection Agency test result, and agency is now conducting food safety investigation. And you can check out the product list below with that in it. And we are done, finally. But these are very important things to pay attention to. And it's almost like if you buy anything now, you want to run it through a strainer and make sure there's nothing in it. Until next time, like always, God bless.